Well, there's been a lot of discovery. So, how does, for years I've been talking about sun deities, ancient gods, landmarks surrounding this mountaintop, this small valley. Then suddenly I see a UFO, a UAP, come in and coming in a path alongside that mountain peak right there that I was kind of inspired that was the shadow would slinking down the side of the mountain as the winter solstice sun come around. That was the Quetzalcoatl serpent's tail coming down. But and then I get a glimpse. I just saw it a second ago of UAPs coming down there. So a few years back, I've taken pictures of the sun dagger I called it, and there just happens to be a circle at the top that I camped at, and I believe that ain't somebody from thousands, hundreds of thousands of years ago, or whatever, saw that same thing and saw that going across. Now there's a hieroglyph called the Ankh-Hun symbol that symbolizes the shining ones or the watchers. Is this what this Egyptian depiction is showing? The watchers are these UAPs that come down and land in that circle there, if that's where they're hitting in. It looks like they're projecting, the projection heads about right there. Is that, are they watchers? The old religious texts, old Hebrew text, Dead Sea Scrolls, the Hagamana, Enoch stories all talk about watchers. Noah's story has watchers in it too. So they're fallen angels, or they're angels that are sent to earth to watch over mankind or do things for God. Are these the watchers? These UAPs or these alien beings are they kind of change, they're shapeshifters, they change form, they may be interdimensional travelers, they travel with consciousness. All that's on the energetic level and could be seen by ancient people as glowing beings or shining ones, or the seraphim. Um, is that what's going on? It's fun to speculate. It's fun to think about it. I have these shining ones been traveling in and out of the earth and around the earth for as long as mankind's been around? Probably. It seems a lot of people think so. When I first started seeing this, the first thing I ran across was from the Superstition Mountains to the Giza Plateau was 33 degrees northeast, and then to central China, Jiang China, 33 degrees northwest to their pyramid complex that was in the Orion's pattern. That was, to me, that was the biggest thrill I can ever remember. Finding that somebody located those pyramids on purpose from this side of the earth. Now, who was that? I always said, who did that? Who would care about the entire world? Any civilization has always cared about their own people, not the entire world. Who would be looking at the earth from this perspective and thinking, one, they can see it all and they can map it all. All this lays out perfectly. You couldn't navigate around this. The UAPs or the aliens answers that question that I had. This is a 3D globe that I made a long time ago to show these points of central China, North America, um, um, North Africa, Easter Island. It shows a mix of tetrahedron symbol inside the earth there. Someone did that intentionally. They located these power sources on this side of the globe intentionally. Now, it would have been perfect, except the Giza Plateau would have been in the Mediterranean. So they had to adjust that down like 400 miles, 300 or 400 miles. So other than that, it's perfect. Who did that? These guys right here. That's the best explanation I have. Until just 6 months ago, I was kind of on with their board with everybody else that yeah, there's probably a good chance that there's life out there. It's just so big. Now I've seen it, and then now we're getting a lot of reports. Everybody's got a camera in their hand, so they can take these clips. Look at here's that. May not be the feathered serpent. It may be extraterrestrials or watchers coming in that glow by being enlightened, or they have this higher frequency. That's the glow. So the seraphim is a feathered serpent, a fiery serpent. So is Quetzalcoatl, the Mesoamericans, Kukulkan for the Mayan, dragons. The Chinese talked about dragon lore. It's all over the world, serpents in ancient history. So, is this what they were talking about? Are the watchers in the stories in the religious texts these beings right here? Not saying there's not a God, but I'm saying that might explain angels. So this valley right here, you see, there's all kinds of landmarks, mountaintops, named, and they're named in the ancient Egyptian deities. This shows all the thought that went into all these points. They line up with the summer solstices. That's kind of magical, right there. Are these man-made? They're not man-made. They're geological formations. But what if they were alien-made? What if they made these shapes in the sides of these mountains to set up this race of beings that they've created with a religion, so they could evolve on their own? And some people believe that. A lot of thought has went into it, thousands of years. So a while back I was thinking, I've been kind of an initiate into the ancient Egyptian mysteries, and I didn't even realize it. I've just been learning this all along, and by accident, or is it by accident, or was I shown this by having a higher consciousness through this energetic rock that I have on me all the time and around me, that I connected with the Akashic records or source or whatever I'd like to call it, and it's led me to all these. I don't have a good reason, or good explanations that it happened, and here it is. Thinking about the timeline, and I've been learning a lot about ancient Egyptian religions and mythologies, that really it's pre-Egyptian. This area right here is pre-Egyptian. This area, the knowledge from here was taken to Egypt, and that empire was formed. So this is pre-Egyptian, this area here. So maybe it's pre-Diluvian, prior to the flood. We have all the makings of a religion here, ancient stories. So maybe this is, obviously these are probably millions of years old, these formations. How long has this been? One of my timelines was 6,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago. This was probably heavily treed, so you wouldn't be able to see necessarily all these formations. But it's been here for a long time, thousands, hundreds of thousands of years. Some of the volcanics in this area are estimated to be around 30 million years old. So a lot of the stuff's been here a long time. So um, it's definitely pre-Diluvian. I have to say it's pre-Diluvian. Prior to the flood, the stuff was here, and if the UAPs were coming here or here already, and they've always been here, and they're not just visiting, they've always been here on a different dimension, then that's something to think about. There'll be more to come, I'm sure. And what I should stop studying Egyptian ancient culture, but what can I learn right here? What did they learn when they first stepped foot out here? That's the message.